What's up, everyone? It is time to rise with Star Rise, and this is Zelda Theory. So, I'm talking about, I'm actually talking about a love connection here between Zelda and Link. So, buckle up. This is going to be starting off with Ocarina of Time and moving on. So, we are going to be starting off with the child timeline and moving on into the adult timeline from there. But before we begin, if you like today's video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe and ding that little bell. And be sure to drop some comments on any theories you may have. This is actually my first Zelda theory I've ever done. So I actually have some experience with Zelda games dating back to the first one, which was 1980, which I've played, which came out when I was a baby. But I played it probably around age 5. So I played it when the game was 5 years old. So moving on. I later on played Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time when it came out on the N64, and I actually like that more than the NES version, which I found the NES version very hard to play. But really, the NES version, I don't think they had anything that could. I don't think they had any way to help. As well, they didn't have. I don't think they had a way to really help with the storyline much back then. It was actually 8 to 16 bit back then. But moving on, the game starts off with Link having this dream about Zelda being chased out of her kingdom by Ganondorf. And from there, you have to get the Kokiri Emerald. That dream is actually the first time you ever see Zelda. And probably not your first connection, but the first connection is after you get the Ocarina from Saria. And when you meet Zelda at the castle after waking up Talon in the most comical way with a rooster where he speeds out of Hyrule Castle area screaming because he upset Talon. He upset Malon, sorry. The two have similar names. Anyway, you go in and you have to sneak around and get through the puzzle to avoid the guards, where you meet Zelda in the courtyard. That is your first time. What I feel clued me in to their love connection was the gasp. I feel that clued me in more than anything, as she literally gasped and had her hand over her mouth. It was a surprise gasp, but she was kind of also, the "who are you" was kind of a, it was, I don't know. It was like she was more crushing on him than anything. But you know how some crushes go? Anyway, moving on, you present the Kokiri Emerald. And after a brief storyline into the Golden Goddesses, the Triforce, and you're sworn to secrecy on that stuff. She shows you what the fact that she's been spying on Ganondorf, tells you about her dream, where you're actually the element in her dream. So she's been dreaming about you as you have been dreaming about her. Strange, right? So it's kind of a strange thing. Probably destiny that both have been dreaming about each other in the child timeline. Anyway, you get the Goron Ruby. Go back, let her know about it. Talk to Soria, get information on the next Ruby, or on the next gem, which is the Sapphire. You get the Zora Sapphire. Return where tragedy strikes and Zelda is chased out of the kingdom by none other than Ganon, making your dream, or rather your nightmare, come true. And you get the Ocarina of Time, where after learning the Song of Time, you go into the future once you have pulled the Sword of Time, inadvertently letting Ganondorf into the sacred realm where he becomes the king of evil 7 years later. And after a 7-year slumber, you awaken and see Sheik after talking to Rauru. You then go meet Sheik at the Forest Temple. Once you learn Minuet of the Forest, you defeat the monsters in the Forest Temple, come back, talk to Sheik there, learn the song for the Temple of Time to return there, go to the next temple, learn each song there, and then once you have learned the song to go to the Shadow Temple, you go to the Kid Timeline, get the mirror, the Lens of Truth, which looks like a mirror with a red eye. Go back, defeat the monsters in the Shadow Temple. Go to the Spirit Temple once you have defeated the Gerudo and proven yourself. Get the Silver Gauntlets, defeat the monsters there and the witches, which turns out to be Ganondorf's mother. But if I'm right, you get the gauntlets in the Shadow Temple. I don't remember. But, no, it's the... I think it's the... I don't remember, actually. I think the golden gauntlets are in Ganon's town. No, they're in the silver gauntlets are in the Shadow Temple. The golden gauntlets, I don't remember, actually. But anyway, after you get the golden gauntlets, you can visit the final fairy, where you can get the magic extended. But before that, you meet Sheik for the final time, where she reveals to be Zelda. But throughout this time, there is a hint that Sheik is Zelda. If you look at the hair, on Sheik closely. It's blonde, same shade of blonde that Zelda has. And once you hit that temple the last time, Sheik reveals to be Zelda, which Link gasps. And lo and behold, Ganon captures Zelda, and you have to rescue Zelda. Then, once you have freed her, you have to get out of Ganon's Keep with Zelda leading the charge to escape. Once you have gotten out, then Zelda is blocked from entering that area. After the Master Sword is knocked from your hand, you're forced to use the Big Goron Sword or the Megaton Hammer, which, by the way, I have used both to defeat the monster Ganon turns into. And once you have weakened him enough using light arrows and either the Megaton Hammer or the Big Goron Sword, Zelda aids you in a major save by hitting Ganon with a light beam, allowing you to get the Sword of Time and deliver a final strike before she and the sages seal him in the void between dimensions, leading to a bittersweet moment between what I feel to be lovers, where she has to send you back to your time and you return to her courtyard where it grays out, and I feel it continues into Majora's Mask and other Zelda games, and the love grows in those in the future games. Anyway, guys, I have not been able to successfully beat Majora's Mask. I want to try again in the future, but I got to get a console that will allow me to play that game, and I'm working on that right now, as my Nintendo did quit, where I could have played it in the classic setup, but I'm working on that, and I am working on possibly getting the future games in an updated format. Anyway, if y'all like today's video, be sure to drop a like and subscribe and ding that little bell. Be sure to leave a comment with your theories on Link and Zelda. And stay positive and stay strong. Thank you all. And I'm out of here.